Hi people, R&B artist Ella May album review in my opinion. So track 1, Emotion, a really interesting way to start the album, gives a tone that we can follow. Track 2, Good Bad. I love the vibration that the instruments generate, and Ella's voice is simply excellent for this style of music. Everything together works perfectly, and it is the most attractive thing of the beginning of this album that doesn't delay in taking your attention. Track 3, Dangerous. The chords with which this track begins are excellent, and the change is surprising and fun. It's great to be able to meet many contrasts that, despite following a line, can have more than one phase. In that sense, this song only knows how to maintain the interest. Track 4, Sauce. Again, she calls our attention from the first chorus of the song and leaves us wanting to continue taking more of her sounds. The presentation of the tracks is a genius that, despite being repetitive instrumentally, they are constantly changing thanks to the details and the melody that follows the voice. Track 5, Whatchamacallit, featuring Chris Brown. Great combination of voices, the way in which both artists interact in this song, and the result they achieve is amazing. It's almost like this album couldn't do anything wrong. Track 6, Sheep Shot. The formula that Ella uses in her songs is not so far from what the world of R&B tries to conquer, and it's not an original sound if you think about it from that point, but everything she does is so well worked, and the concern in each song is just noticeable. That's why even the simplest song sounds great on this album. Track 7, Shot Clock. In addition to the beautiful voice of Ella, the chorus of this song hide a beautiful melody that elevates too much everything that happens, and it's great that it is a sound detail almost hiding in the tracks. I think that the only thing that doesn't fit are the low voices. Track 8, Boots Up. What a great track. Love it from beginning to end. It's catchy, and everything that surrounds the song is well worked, well thought out, and very well executed. Works perfectly in what would be one of the highest points of an album that is already very high. Track 9, Everything, featuring John Legend. Beautiful instrumentation, and again the voice knows what it has to do to perfectly combine with everything. John's voice also managed to make a good relationship between both. Another example of the endless creativity of this album. Track 10, Owns It. Probably one of the most interesting tracks so far, with a combination of sounds and chords that speaks for themselves, and many details that may even go unnoticed. One of those songs that have something different every time you listen. Track 11, Run My Mouth. I think that in the only parts in which this album is wrong is when it seems that it abuses the formula with which it works, because all the songs are great and they contribute a lot to the final product, but in very few parts it seems that it is a sound that you already heard. It is still a very good product. Track 12, Good Feeling, featuring H.E.R. I love the piano and the jazz that delivers its chords. As always, there is something new to rescue. Creativity and interest are always renewed in some way with each song that it's progressing. Another great track. Track 13, Trip. The truth is that this album is not wrong in what it has to do, and knows how to deliver what you need to hear at every moment, because there is a job and a dedication. Even the endings of some songs, in which she delivers some message and leaves the theme of the song, works brilliantly. Track 14, Close. Following a slower line and paying more attention to the melody of the voice in a repeat of chords, a pretty good track that at certain moments falls into monotony. Track 15, Easy. One of the things that I like the most on this album is the ability to create an environment that you can follow, that with a single chord changes it completely in a second. And sometimes it's a very small detail throughout the song that takes you from a comfortable place and puts you in suspense. A beautiful composition. Track 16, Naked. This is the last song on the album that is really a bonus. Don't know if it's a big surprise after all we've heard in this record, but I think the genius with which this album is made simply overshadows any song that maybe is not so amazing. It's not a bad song, it's not a big surprise either. I give this record a total of 9.2. All the details in the description. Have you heard this album? What is your opinion about it? Subscribe for more content, and bye.